A question has been circulating around the internet for the last few months. Are there more eyes or legs in the world? Some people are team eyes, other people are team legs. I really couldn't find a good and conclusive answer, so I did some Googling. I think I've come up with an answer.
Part 0. The rules.
The first thing I want to make clear is the exact definition of what eyes and legs are. I've heard some people say that googly eyes, like you do for arts and crafts project, table legs, for example, count as eyes or legs respectively, and I'm going to say no, cut that out. Real biological eyes versus real biological legs. The second thing I'm going to do is cut out all of the unnecessary work we won't need to count in order to know whether there's more eyes or legs. For example, I'm not going to include the human count. Why is that? Well, humans have the same number of eyes as they do legs. Let's imagine we are counting along and so far we have 5,000 legs and 2,000 eyes, and we want to add 2,000 humans to that count. Well, humans have 2 legs and 2 eyes, so the 2,000 humans, we're going to add 4,000 legs to that 5,000 legs and 4,000 eyes to the 2,000 eyes. And as a result, we have 9,000 legs and 6,000 eyes, I think, right? The difference between eyes and legs is the same. And the human count doesn't bear any effect on whether eyes or legs are winning. We don't really have to add creatures that have the same number of eyes as legs because it's not really going to affect who wins. This wouldn't really work if we were trying to find the proportion of eyes to legs. But since we're just trying to find the winner, we can do this. By the same rule, if any animal has the same number of eyes as it does legs, we can eliminate it from the count. That means goodbye to basically all birds, since they have 2 legs and 2 eyes and that's it. Also bats, they're mammals, but it's the same. Kangaroos as well. Primates were kind of hard to decide on. Gorillas can, for example, walk on 2 legs or 4 legs. Also, they're kind of like cousins of humans, so it was an emotionally difficult decision for me. But ultimately, I decided that I just wanted to max out for team legs. I'm going to go ahead and say that gorillas and primates have 4 legs. Just as a rule for this competition in general, I kind of want to max out the teams as much as possible and push things to their limit. I want the gloves to come off. So, that leaves us with mammals, reptiles, fish, and insects. For population data, I did kind of use Wikipedia. Don't laugh. But everything was sourced, so it's all good. It's science. All right, let the counting begin.
Part 1. Mammals.
All right, I got all my numbers right here. Land mammals were pretty simple. They have 4 legs and 2 eyes. Interestingly enough, the most populous mammals in the world were all domesticated, like pets or farm animals, which just goes to show how much of an effect that humans have had. Aquatic mammals were a little harder. There were a lot of just unknowns that I encountered while I was doing research on this. Since aquatic mammals have 2 eyes and no legs, the eyes lost out on a lot of this because of the unknown population. Seals were also under this category, and I couldn't really tell if those fins were legs. They don't really run. They kind of just like boom, 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 boom. Functionally, they might as well be snakes. So I decided no to those fins as being legs. And so that does it for mammals. The total count is, drum roll please, 12,452,059,388 for eyes, and for legs, 24,796,185,176. Meaning that so far, legs are in the lead, practically by double as much. But things aren't over yet.
Part 2. Reptiles.
Reptiles are a bit of a mystery, mainly because there are literally thousands of species. I couldn't really find any comprehensive population data anywhere. This means we won't really be able to get a precise count, but that doesn't mean we can't get an estimate and that we can't know that there are more legs than eyes or vice versa. The bulk of reptiles are made up of lizards, snakes, turtles, and a snake-like group called Amphisbaena. Lizards is 59%, snakes is 35%, turtles is 3%, and the Amphisbaena is 2%. Altogether, that makes about 99% of reptiles, so if we count the legs and eyes of all these groups, we can figure out proportionally whether there are more legs or eyes in any given random sample of reptile. We're going to assume that all lizards have 4 legs and 2 eyes. Turtles have the same. Maybe the fins on sea turtles shouldn't count as legs if the fins on seals didn't count, but At this point, you'll find it really won't make a difference. We'll assume that snakes and Amphisbaena have 2 eyes. So for lizards, 59 times 4 is 236 legs. For the eyes, we do 59 times 2, that's 118. For snakes, we'll do 35 times 2, that's 70 eyes. And Amphisbaena, 2 times 2, that's 4 eyes. Neither of them have any legs. Lastly, the turtles are 3 times 4 and 3 times 2 for 6 eyes. Add up all the legs and you get 248. Add up all the eyes and you get 198. 248 over 198 gives 1.25 repeating. That's about 5 over 4. So out of a random sample of reptiles, we can expect 5 legs for every 4 eyes. Legs win, but by the scale of their teeth. But they do win. Sorry, eyes. Looks like you've been blinded by the light. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't do fish.
Part 3. Fish.
It is estimated that there are 3.5 trillion fish in the ocean. We can't really know for sure. It's harder probably to count aquatic species. But even if you could round down that estimate to just 1 trillion, we're talking about a number that just dwarves everything that's come before. And we're not going to round down. We're maxing both teams out. So let's go up to 4 trillion. 4 trillion fish! There is this one species of fish that has 4 eyes, weirdly enough, but the majority of the time we're just going to assume that it's 2 eyes per fish. You multiply that by 4 trillion and you have 8 trillion eyes. All of that work by the legs just to get swept off their feet. It really goes to show that sometimes if you want to answer a complicated question, you really have to follow the evidence. You can't just like make a guess and figure it out. But the cold hard truth is that eyes win. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no!
Part 4. Insects.
This is the only population that really is going to matter. According to the Smithsonian, there are approximately, at any given time on Earth, 10 quintillion living insects. That is a 1 with 19 zeros after it. There are over 900,000 species of living insects. The total amount is estimated to be even higher. The real question is, out of all of these species, who has more legs and who has more eyes? Here's the thing. Many insects have what are called compound eyes. They're these organs that are just singular organs, a lot like the eyes that we have, but they have thousands of lenses inside each eye. So by one definition, ants, for example, have just 2 eyes, but by another definition, ants have thousands and thousands of eyes. I'm really torn on this question because it basically does decide who wins the category and therefore the whole battle. I was gonna max out both teams because that's what I kind of promised to do. If I'm doing that, then I go with the compound eyes definition. But honestly, am I really going to change the definition of eye just to make eyes win? It's singular. It's a singular organ. It's still 1. But at the same time, it's like, ugh. It's more important to me I keep the definition of eye intact than maxing out both teams. You need to have rules in order to have a winner. So I'm going to say compound eyes are just 1 eye and that legs win. That's right. It's more legs. That's the end of it. Legs win. Yeah.
Part 5. Endnotes.
So some of you are probably really angry at me for making that pro-leg decision. I just want to say that I'm pretty partial to legs. If you think about it, legs are better for survival anyway. With eyes, once you have 2, then you have depth perception. Most of the time, those 2 eyes is enough for most of us. You stand to gain a lot more by getting more legs than getting more eyes. I think I don't have to explain why the table legs or the googly eyes would really make a difference. Even if there were billions or even trillions of those kinds of eyes, remember there are 10 quintillion insects. Anyway, I had a lot of fun researching this question. If you want me to do more stuff, just tell me in the comments and I'll do it. If you like this video, press the like button because that's what that button is fucking for. And if you want to see more stuff like this, click the subscribe button and the bell to get the things. I'm gonna faint.